yeah.
Good. Well, looked like it was very intense out there.
Yeah, we today was our chicken day, and the guys competed. I think we got about 70 snaps there, 65, 70 snaps, and defense won by 3. And the other day when we did it indoors, offense won by 2. So again, it's always good to come out and treat it like a game day. And so we got some good solid reps.
Judging by your schedule, your practice schedule, are you simulating a game week?
Yes, we're in day 2 today. Tomorrow will be a tapered off day 3, but get some good solid work, get enough running to make sure that we're getting our reps in. Be a heavy special teams emphasis day. The following day we'll walk through, and then the next day will be a simulated game with special teams and stuff like that here.
All right. Very good. Martez Ivey back in the fold now. Nice to have him back, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you can get tackles are hard to find. Colin Kelly, for instance, he's down in New Orleans right now. So tackles are hard to find, and so we feel like getting Martez back certainly gives us depth at that position.
He's a bit behind, obviously, but tell me about the work he's got to do to kind of, like you say, tackles are hard to find. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
and compare that up to just the group you have now with your ones that have been working together since day one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got an awful good group right now. They're playing awful good. We're running the football effectively. We've protected our quarterback thus far. Of course, the quarterback's doing a nice job of getting the ball out on time. We're averaging, I think, 2.78 or 2.82 on get-off times, which is very important and protects your offensive line, quite honestly. And so, but they're playing awful well, so it's going to be important for Martez to come in and get in the playbook and get back in great game shape.
Chris, tell me about this kicker you guys brought in. A global draft in the first round. He's got to be one of the older rookies you've ever drafted in this league. And not a lot of football experience, but yet here he is.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Los Angeles at a workout, and we had watched a lot of film on him, prior, before we drafted him. And so he came to a workout in Los Angeles, and he kicked 10 straight 50-yarders, and he kicked 3 straight 55-yarders. And the ball went through rather easily. And nice, easy stroke. He's a big guy. He's a former professional soccer player. He's very athletic, and so he's got a very good demeanor. And so, I mean, I feel strongly that we're going to keep him. We're going to do like we did with Lawther a couple of years ago when Lawther came back to us. We'll keep him at that 40-yard mark, and that'll be kind of where we figure out where we're at. And then when he figures out that he can kick a 50-yarder with the same exact stroke and it goes through, then we'll be in a real good place.
Seems like you're just finding the pieces around him. He had a couple different holders over the preseason games.
Yeah, I mean, we try to make sure that we're covered and got a 1, a 2, and a 3 at every position. And so certainly we've got Cobb and Danny Vandervoort, and there's a lot of guys that can hold. Trey can hold, and so we're just trying a lot of different guys, and we'll see exactly where that ends up.
No worries about his age. I mean, I think he turned 36.
Yeah, well, we've got Domagala too. That's what you forget is Domagala's kicked at a 71% rate. A lot of people will scoff at that, but it was in Hamilton, where if you've ever been to Hamilton to a ball game, the wind going in that one direction, I mean, it's got to hurt their percentages. So I mean, we've got what we feel like a 1A and a 1B.
Coach, we're out here because we heard a little bit about the backstory of Shannon Brooks. It's inspirational, it's compelling. I wonder if you could say a few things about the young man and what he brings to the team.
Well, he's got tremendous heart. I mean, everybody's heard it and read it, and we did a lot of background on him and know some people that know him, and he's a solid young man, and he loves football. He absolutely loves football, and so, again, I'll let Shannon tell his story because he can probably tell it a heck of a lot better than I can.
Can you talk about your defense? I mean, everybody focuses, it seems, preseason that on offense and the numbers. How do you feel your defense is coming together?
Well, I mean, it all goes hand in hand. When you got great offenses, I was a real good coordinator in Montreal when AC was standing on the field throwing for 5,000 yards, so it's a little easier when you have an offense and because they're getting 0 points and 0 yards when they're drinking Gatorade over there with me, So certainly if we control the clock and we're able to run the football effectively, then it makes things things go much smoother on the offensive side, but on the flip side of the coin, defensively, it's less plays to have to defend. And so if we can figure out a way to eliminate the big plays, you take away the 2 plays the other night, and it's easier said than done. I mean, we've got to go in and be able to eliminate those big explosion plays, because whether it's an explosive 15-yard run or 15-yard pass or even a 15-yard penalty, they're getting some kind of points.
Yeah. Your D line, you've added to it a little bit. You got some, I don't want to use the word sleepers, but you got some guys back there who could surprise a few people who haven't played a lot over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we've got we've got some decent size. We've got Serezna playing quick, and when we go to our 30, I mean, it allows us to play with some bigger body types, especially into the boundary. And it's last year I think he ended up getting 7 of his 10 or whatever it was from the 5 technique position, and it keeps him with his outside arm free. It's a little tougher to double him.
Yeah, he looks like he's made the transition okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I tell you, Daniel Ross has really flashed. He's another bigger body type that can slide out and play 5 technique because of his athleticism, and we've got both Coney and Pelly to push up in the middle. So it should be good.
Rector hasn't played a lot of games, but he's getting a lot of sacks for the games he's got. He's a guy who seems to get around the football.
Yeah, Rector's a very smart football player. He can play inside and outside. He's up to about 270 now, so he's a guy that runs pretty well, and he's very assignment sound. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
See you.
Appreciate it.